There's a certain kind of person who loves cats. Not loudly, not for attention, not because it looks good to the world, but quietly, deeply, in a way that doesn't need to be explained. People like this don't rush toward things. They don't force connection. They understand space. They understand silence. They understand that trust, real trust, grows slowly. And maybe that's why cats recognize them. Because cats don't respond to noise. They respond to presence. People who love cats often move through the world gently. Not because they're weak, but because they've learned that not everything needs to be confronted head-on. Some things need patience. Some things need time. Some things need to be allowed to come to you on their own. They observe more than they speak. They listen more than they interrupt. They feel deeply, but they don't always show it. And from the outside, that can look like distance. But inside, there's depth. If you love cats, you probably understand what it feels like to exist quietly in a loud world. To sit in a room full of people and feel everything without saying much. To notice small shifts in energy, a change in tone, a silence that means more than words ever could. You might be the kind of person who senses when something is wrong before anyone admits it. The kind who feels tension in a room before it explodes. The kind who knows when someone needs space, not advice. Cats teach you that affection isn't automatic, that love isn't guaranteed just because you want it. They teach you that trust has to be earned, slowly, consistently, without pressure. And if you think about it, that mirrors the way many cat lovers approach relationships too. They don't rush into closeness. They don't give their heart to everyone. They wait, they watch, they learn who feels safe. There's a reason cats often choose the quiet person in the room. Not the loudest, not the most eager, but the one who isn't trying, the one who isn't demanding attention, the one who simply exists calmly. Cats are sensitive to energy. They sense impatience, they sense force, they sense performance, and they avoid it. They gravitate toward stillness, toward gentleness, toward people who don't need to prove anything. And maybe that's why people who love cats often feel misunderstood by others. They're told they're distant, hard to read, emotionally reserved. But that's not the truth. The truth is, they feel intensely. They just don't broadcast it. They don't dramatize their emotions. They don't turn their pain into noise. They process things internally, quietly, slowly. Many cat lovers learned early in life how to self-soothe, how to be alone without feeling abandoned, how to find comfort in solitude, not because they didn't need people, but because people weren't always safe or predictable. Cats, in their calm independence, reflect that back. They show you that closeness doesn't have to mean suffocation, that love doesn't have to mean losing yourself, that it's okay to need space and still care deeply. If you love cats, you likely value boundaries, yours and other people's. You don't chase those who pull away. You don't force conversations that aren't ready to happen. You don't demand emotional access before trust exists. You understand that real connection happens when both sides feel safe. And because of that, when your relationships do deepen, they're not shallow. They're meaningful. They're built on respect, not urgency. There's a quiet empathy common in people who love cats, not the loud, performative kind, not the kind that announces itself, but a subtle awareness, a sensitivity to emotional undercurrents. You notice when someone is overwhelmed, even if they say they're fine. You pick up on what isn't said. You understand silence, and you don't rush to fill it. Cats don't need constant reassurance. They don't need you to be on all the time. They don't require entertainment. They're comfortable sharing space without demanding energy. And for many people, that kind of companionship feels like relief, like permission to rest, to exist without performing, to be accepted without explanation. People who love cats often have rich inner worlds, thoughts they don't always share, feelings they protect carefully, not because they're closed off, but because those inner spaces feel personal, fragile, sacred. Cats enter those spaces quietly, without disruption, without judgment. They sit beside you. They curl up near you. They don't ask questions. And somehow that feels like understanding. There's also an honesty in cats that many people appreciate. Cats don't fake affection. They don't pretend to like you. If they trust you, you feel it. If they don't, you know. And people who love cats often value that kind of authenticity. Maybe because they're tired of human relationships that feel performative, conditional, transactional.